we have a different photo that we did provide in discovery on another page of Mr. Stillwell's that we would be tendering. And I think it may have been the subject of some prior objections or.
Yeah, the photo definitely looks the same, as does the post. It's just on two different people's pages, the one that, or what are you saying?
Two different social, I think they're both Mr. Stillwell's, but they're different platforms or different names.
Okay.
It looks entirely different.
And so you're saying you intend to tender it?
Yes.
And
I just,
there might have been an objection previously that would have ruled it out, or?
I wasn't sure. I just wanted to make sure
that
defense had a copy of it and saw what we were going to tender before so that there was no surprise while the jury was in the box.
Okay.
Well, it needs to be that. What I'm saying.
Well, we have a redacted one and one without the redactions.
Do I need to look back at what the ruling was?
No, I wouldn't. I litigated this issue to keep this out, but Your Honor didn't see that my way, and I accept that, so I admitted it.
Okay, I think that Ms. Love's saying it's in some way different because it's from a different.
Well, I got that from discovery, so.
It's a different one. That's not the one that we litigated. This is the one that we litigated. But I was just putting him on notice. If he has no objection, then we don't have a problem.
Well, I don't know why we put in two of the same post.
Oh, I do, because that's not exactly the same as this one.
Can I see him? What's different about them?
One has a date.
Huh?
They have.
Oh, the date.
And
Well, the date was litigated. And that's the issue. You said it was admissible. We weren't certain about the date. I'm not hiding from the date, but I think someone needs to authenticate the date. I think it's clear it was taken early.
Don't talk at the same time.
I think it was clear from the testimony, at least Mr. Zachary, it was taken early 2015 or late 2014.
He said it might have been.
Right.
Yes. That
I'm not hiding from the
somewhere
date.
in the late 2014 to early 2015 range.
And so to answer Your Honor's question, it was litigated with Judge Glanville, I believe, and he said it's coming in. But then I also brought up the issue of the hovering to get the date.
That's gone.
Right.
Okay. Yeah. No, it does look like it's from a different page or account. So, okay. All right. Thank you. You good? Okay. I don't know if the jury do we know whether the jury is ready? We're trying to see whether the jury's ready yet. And the fact that nobody's come back, that they're not ready yet. Still waiting. Okay. Not quite ready.
me, I can. Ju-
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am.
So, Mr. Sharp has brought to me DS 46, which is the indictment only of 15 SC 138994. The state had used 509Y, which was the certified, well, not certified, copy of the indictment and conviction for this witness for that case. But Mr. Sharp has indicated that he intends to tender or attempt to introduce the indictment only. And my objection is that I don't know for what purpose only an indictment is admissible. An indictment is, the indictment is allegations, so it's just hearsay essentially. If he's going to tender the certified or even a copy of the certified, I wouldn't even object since he's already admitted that he pled to it. But to tender the indictment alone, I don't think there's any relevance to the indictment alone. I don't think it's a proper means of impeachment. He's already talked about and gotten the witness to testify that he was warrants for, that he was charged with these particular crimes. I believe he named all of them. And if I'm wrong, Mr. Sharp can correct me. But I don't think that this is a proper piece of evidence. And I don't mean not just to go back out to the jury. I mean, I don't think that it's an admissible document, an indictment alone.
Well, there's two different things. It's what he's charged with by the police and then what he's indicted for. When he went in for that proffer, he was under indictment.
Okay.
And so the indictment is relevant. Mr. Steele, and I'd be happy to use the state's copy of the indictment, but they didn't admit it into evidence.
No.
So I can't do that. Mr. Steele is under the belief that he admitted that same indictment when during cross-examination of Mr. Sledge, but we're not finding it. Okay, well,
Just an indictment being admitted, but
No, and I don't have a problem if it was for,
But I don't have it yet. It was to impeachment.
was it admitted?
Yes.
not
They're
an
co-defendants,
indictment.
but I can't find it yet. So it's Mr. Sledge, Mrs. Zach,
With-
co-defendants.
Yeah.
Both pled guilty. I believe that I introduced a prior conviction of Mr. Sledge during cross,
Okay.
but I can't find it yet. So that's what Mr.
The prior conviction is one thing, the indictment alone is the other.
and I agree with that, but I'm not, and I'm not trying to impeach him with a prior conviction. That's something completely different. I'm impeaching him with bias and motive of what the police charge him with something, and then the DAs charge him with something under an indictment. And I'm just trying to make it clear that to the jury what the indictment that he was under when he went in and gave those statements.
Okay, so you could ask him that question? You can even read from it if you want to. I mean, but I don't think we need all of the language of the indictment nor the indictment itself. Just ask him, were you charged with, indicted for, and
Okay.
then whatever.
Okay, I understand.
Okay.
And Your Honor,
That's fine.
And Your Honor, I'd ask that, as it's a document that won't be tendered or admitted, that Mr. Sharp not be allowed to sort of waive it in front of the jury. I know he didn't do it intentionally.
I was just
before.
trying
It
to
was
read
just-
off.
I'm not going to direct y'all about
Right.
what you can hold in your hands.
I'm not.
Right, I
that's-
was
that
just
wasn't
trying to
my
read
point.
last time, and I'll do my best to keep it on the lectern.
Mr. Steele?
Your Honor, I think it does come in, the indictment without the attached conviction, if we don't have the attached conviction,
Okay, well-
because,
Mr. Sharp's fine with just asking questions about it.
well, if he's
So-
fine, then that's okay. But my belief is, at the time of the proffer,
Uh-huh.
it would go to Mrs. Zachary. If he recognized the document, yes, that was my incentive. So it would be a relevant document.
I'm not saying it's not a relevant topic for examination.
Right. Yes.
We ready for the jury? Yes, okay.
Yes, after Mr. Shart finishes his examination, I'm not sure if Mr. Steele has his is going to take his turn, but he gave to Miss Knight while I was talking to Mr. Shart a bunch of exhibits and a photo, I think some videos and a photo, but there are a lot of them, but I haven't had a chance to look at what it is that he's presented. So,
Mr. Steele? Okay.
It's not that much. It's from the recorded interviews from August 5, 2015 and March 2nd, March 3rd, 2017. But I did clips to make it easier for everyone, so I gave the clips. That's what most of them are.
Thank you. Go ahead, Ms. Liv.
no, it's Mr. Shart.
Oh, sorry. I just was used to it being you. Sorry. Been saying that all day. Go ahead, Mr. Short.
Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Zachary, I want to talk about it. We're going to come back to August 5th, 2015, but I just want to talk to you about something else real quick, okay?
Okay.
All right. Beyond the April 28, 2015 shootings, you also had some issues in federal court, correct?
Yes.
And that revolved around your purchase of guns, correct?
Yes.
And you were accused of being essentially a straw purchaser.
Yes.
Okay, you purchased 3 guns in 2015, correct?
Yes.
Okay. One of those, I just want to talk about one of those guns. You purchased a Diamondback DB 15223 rifle, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And you bought this gun in January of 2015, correct?
I think it was early January, something like that. Yeah.
Okay. And you bought that gun for Kenneth Copeland, correct?
I didn't really buy it for him, but he ended up with it. So yeah. Yes.
Okay. Well, Kenneth Copeland, and you've already resolved this federal case, correct?
Probation.
Okay. So Kenneth Copeland in January 2015 approached you and said he needed a firearm, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And then you're not a convicted felon at the time, correct?
No.
So you had the ability to purchase firearms.
Yes.
Okay. And you went to Arrowhead Pawn Shop to purchase a firearm, correct?
Yes.
And that was because Kenneth Copeland asked you to purchase a firearm, correct?
Yeah, he asked me for a gun. Yeah.
Okay. And when you went to Arrowhead Pawn, you didn't go by yourself, did you?
No.
You went with Kenneth Copeland and Antonio Sledge, correct?
I remember me and Copeland. I don't remember Sled.
Okay. And when you purchased this gun for, and as far as you know, you're the first person Kenneth Copeland came to asking this favor,
Objection, speculation.
as far as you know.
He told me that he said he told me the gang unit or something told him he can have a gun or something. It was something like that.
He told you the gang unit told him he could have a gun?
Yeah.
Okay. But what I'm asking, you don't know of him approaching anyone else before you to try to get their help. As far as you know, you were the first person he came to.
Yeah.
Okay. And you purchased this gun for Kenneth Copeland.
Objection, asked and answered 3 times.
Sustained.
Okay. Did you charge Mr. Copeland anything to make this purchase for him?
No.
Okay, you did it on friendship, correct?
Yes.
And that gun is the same gun that Kenneth Copeland ended up getting charged with on April 28, 2015, leaving it in the bag at the rec center, Dunbar Rec
Objection.
Center, correct?
Objection calls for speculation and hearsay, unless he was there. So,
Well, do you know what happened to that gun?
Your Honor, I would ask that he provide a basis for his
Sustained
knowledge.
is to the prior question. You've changed the question. If you know from personal knowledge.
What happened with the gun?
Yeah, not from somebody telling you.
Yeah, I'm on probation for it. He got caught with the gun.
Who got caught with it?
Copeland.
Okay. All right. Let's get back to the August 5th, 2015 meeting and that was with Investigator Gaither and Investigator Dennis eventually entered the room, correct?
Yes.
And I think Investigator Thorpe entered the room, correct?
Yes.
Okay. All right. On direct, you claimed that the police just came and got you. They wanted to talk to you. You didn't ask to speak to them.
I know for a fact I ain't asked, like, called them. Well, how I'm like, call them myself. I'm locked up.
Okay. Your Honor, I would move to admit DS 41F into evidence. That is a clip from August 5th, 2015, times by evidence reviewer 21229 to 21335.
All right, that's meta.
Permission to publish, Your Honor.
You may.
And there's no objection. from
Mr. Copeland, could you publish 41F? And Mr. Zachary, is that you in that, before Mr. Kokomo plays it, is that you?
Look like it.
Okay, and is that Investigator Gaither with the back to the camera?
With the dreads, yeah.
Yes. Okay.
Cool like that. On the liquor side.
Well, as you know, you contacted us. You want to come down here and make a statement about these cases that we have. Y'all been getting on my darn nerves, calling me. So we here. But even though you reached out to us wanting to talk, I still got to advise you your rights, okay?
Okay.
That's a yes. You got to say yes.
Thank you, Mr. Kokomo. All right. You heard Investigator Gaither say that you wanted to come down here to make a statement about these cases we have.
Yes, but I told y'all and them, like, pull up the phone records. My jail phone, I never called them myself. Like,
Okay. You heard her say, y'all been getting on my nerves calling me, so here we are. You heard her say that?
yes.
Okay. And you never corrected her on that?
I was going through withdrawals then. I don't remember. I mean, I probably wouldn't even focus.
Okay. You were going through withdrawals in jail, correct?
Yeah.
From the date you were arrested in late July to August 5th, you were going through withdrawals.
If you look at my
What
jail records, like, they always had to go through detox.
What kind of withdrawals? For what?
From Xanax and Roxas.
What does that feel like?
Roxas.
What does that feel like?
Painful some days, like stomach, head.
Is it misery?
Yeah.
Now you're saying that you didn't call Investigator Gaither personally.
No, I did.
Did you have family members calling her?
I think I had someone say they called her and asked her what I was locked up for and this and that.
Who was that person? Was that SG, your girlfriend, that was calling Investigator Gaither?
I don't remember. It was somebody. It probably was her.
Or was it your family, maybe your father or your...
Nah, my father ain't calling no police.
Okay. Well, you heard Investigator Gaither claim that people had been calling, or you had been calling repeatedly.
Yeah.
Okay. The bottom line is you were desperate to get out.
Yeah.
Objection, asked and answered.
Everald.
Yeah. Yes.
You wanted to have that meeting on August 5th, 2015, didn't you?
Really? Yeah.
You wanted to talk to the police. You were sitting without bond, facing 189 years, without any hope of getting out. Isn't that correct?
Yes.
You wanted to talk to the police to try to get yourself out of trouble.
At that time, I didn't know the details of of that case right there, like what I was meant, like why I was being charged, but I know the gun I had got caught with, from what they was talking about in my last preliminary hearing. That's what I knew.
Okay, well, you knew, okay. From your preliminary hearing, you know you'd been caught with that gun,
Yes.
and you knew that that gun was going to be linked to
A
the
lot of
shooting of
shootings.
a
A lot
lot
of
of
them.
shootings. And you wanted to get out in front of it and talk to the police.
Yes, cause I knew they had that gun over my head.
Your goals, and you had from late July to August 5th to come up with what you were going to tell the police, didn't you?
I think I told y'all that I can't do. I ain't come up with it. I was coming up with it as I was just talking, really.
Okay. Your goal going into that August 5th, 2015 meeting, let's talk about that. You wanted to help yourself.
At first, yeah.
You wanted to convince the police, Investigator Gaither, Investigator Dennis, to make calls and get you a bond.
Yes.
You wanted to convince Investigator Gaither and Investigator Dennis to make calls and get you leniency on these charges that you were going to be facing.
Yes.
Actually, the first thing you wanted to do is try to convince Investigator Gaither that you were innocent, that you weren't even there, right?
Yeah.
You also knew, based on what Demikian had told you, that your friend Moontunk had been implicated.
I mean, like, we really don't be hiding that from each other, so yes, I know.
Okay. And you wanted to clear Moontunk, Antonio Sledge, as a shooter in this incident. You wanted to clear him from being a shooter.
As a shooter, yes.
Okay. And you remember when Miss Love was asking you about, well, you put him at the scene, so how are you helping him? Okay, well, let's talk about that.
Well, I thought by letting them know he ain't condoning it or did no shoes. I ain't know at the time. I was young, full of drugs.
In your mind, at the time of August 5th, 2015, there were degrees of responsibility here, correct?
What you mean?
Just being there is one thing.
Yes.
Being a shooter of the houses is an entirely different thing.
In my mind, I thought that's how,
Right. And so in your mind, at the time, by telling the police that Antonio Sledge was just there, just driving, you were helping him, even though you were putting him at the scene.
And I would tell him like he didn't disagree to it, but I didn't know. I was young. My first time going through it. Like, right.
You also wanted to get revenge on Demikian at this meeting, correct?
Yeah.
And let's be real, you wanted to talk about other things other than this incident.
I want to talk about. I wouldn't everything. they know I had already heard these things because my preliminary hearing. They knew that.
You know how the system works. You knew how the system works.
No,
Sustained.
You knew that people such as yourself, when you're in trouble, one way to get out of trouble is to give information on other cases, correct? You knew that.
not really. I don't. To be honest, man, I was just young and dumb doing something, man. Thought I could.
Well, you wanted to talk to Investigator Gaither not only about your case, but you wanted to talk about other cases, didn't you?
Cases that had already been. It's like if you go get my preliminary hearing transcript, you'll see that a lot of these cases are already talked about, and I knew I had got caught with the gun that did a lot of these cases.
Isn't it true, Mr. Zachary, that you first started trying to talk about other cases, and Investigator Gaither had to tell you, before we start moving on to other cases, we got to deal with your case first. Isn't that true?
Yes.
Okay. And the reason you wanted to talk about other cases is because information that you give is a bargaining chip for leniency in the future for you to get out quicker, correct?
I thought, but
Okay.
once I thought on it, like what I did, I never ended up taking no plea. Like when they were offering pleas, like to testify and say all the people and stuff, I never took them.
Okay. You made it clear to the police on August 5th. You made it clear to Investigator Gaither and Investigator Dennis that you wanted to get out of jail immediately.
Yeah.
You said, I'm saying I don't want to be sitting in no jail, man. Sound right?
Yes.
I'm saying, can y'all just tell them to release me on house arrest or something? Sound about right?
Yes.
And law enforcement, Investigator Gaither, indicated that they were going to do that for you, didn't they?
I don't remember.
You remember Investigator Gaither telling you that she's going to hop on the phone with the DA ASAP?
Yeah, she said something like that.
Mr. Zachary, when you sat down with Investigator Gaither and she wanted to talk to you about the April 28th incident first, your first thing you told her is you weren't there, isn't it?
Yes.
Your Honor, I'm going to move to admit DS-41A, which is August 5th, 2015 interview 21851 to 22201.
Admitted.
Okay, Mr. Kokomo. Oh, permission to publish, Your Honor.
You may.
Thank you. Mr. Kokomo, could you please publish DS-41A?
Talk about this, what you've been charged with. What do you have to say about the case? That might.
Keep playing, keep playing.
You wasn't worried. What did you hear about it?
Someone woke me up to my DJ had jumped. Like so. And then,
You was at the house on Cleveland?
yeah.
Apartment, after you said?
405. And then that when she told me that she had got shot at too.
That same night?
She said that they had gotten a whole bunch of shoes, and then like Ill Gang had pulled up at my cousin's house. Cause my cousin's over there, boy named Tate. Y'all know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Javante?
Yeah. I don't know his name, but she was going in the house. She said that when they started shooting at the house, like they were shooting from the parking lot. She said,
Where is this house located? What you talking about?
Landrum apartment.
Landrum and Zone 4?
On campus.
North Campton?
Yeah.
So who stayed over there again?
My cousin Liz, Frank, and Tate.
That's what Javante said?
Yeah.
She your blood cousin?
Yeah.
I mean, you know how people say.
No, that's my real cousin.
So this gang got to shooting at them at Landrum.
Yeah.
Is this before or after D got shot at? Got jumped on.
She said it did happen last. It was after all the shooting.
So first D get jumped on, then the shootings happen.
Y'all tell you like from how I heard, like what I heard first.
Okay.
I like shoot. Most of them call me or something in the morning to know that. But she like, most of them cussing D out because D telling them that he shooting him, they had shoot him in the face and something. Most of them told D that he had to find around home. And then that was she like, then that was D told, I would sleep. D told me that morning like they had shot up the house.
D told you that, say that you kind of skimmed over that part. When you say D, you talking about Demekion, right?
They real name.
You talking about Lil D from 30D,
Yeah.
like Mechanicsville? Demekion.
Demekion told me that they had shot at the houses.
That who had shot at the houses?
Him, Tay, and who it was? Shannon. He just told me another name. He said him, Tay, Shannon, and some other boy named Trey Dunn. You can take.
Named Trey Dunn?
Yeah.
He told you personally.
Yeah.
How did he tell you over the phone?
Nah.
In your face?
Yeah, he's over my house. I was sitting there and he told me that they had shot the house, he said, and then what's called that when they shot up Larry where Tay stayed.
So if gang came back
Yeah.
and shot up Tay house?
Yeah, someone right there. Like I guess that was she was gonna go that night. And he said that when they went and prepared home. That when they went and shot up prepared home.
Who went up and shot up prepared home?
Him, Tay, Shannon, and Trey Dunn. You tell me them full name, you already say them at once. What?
All right. Thank you, Mr. Kokomo. Mr. Zachary, the first thing you said in that interview was that you weren't there that night.
Yeah.
That was a lie.
I told you 400 times it was a lie.
You claimed that you were at your house on Cleveland Avenue that whole night.
Yes.
That was a lie. Correct?
I ain't go to the club and stuff for real.
Okay. But you weren't there all night, were you?
Nah.
All right. You claimed to have information about what had occurred, though, correct?
Yes.
You weren't there, but you claimed to have information.
You see I'm stuttering, stalling, making it up as I go.
I understand. You told Investigator Gaither that you knew what happened, not because you were there, but because Demekion had come over to your house the next day and confessed to you about what had occurred, correct?
Yes.
And that Demekion had told you that him and Tay and,
Yes.
this is the quote, what it was Shannon and Tradon were there with Demekion. That's what you claimed Demekion confessed.
Yes.
And that whole confession by Demekion was made up, correct?
I told y'all that.
That was a lie.
Yes.
Your Honor, I would move to admit DS 41B, which is evidence reviewer 223 to 22443.
No objection from the state.
Permission to publish, Your
You
Honor.
may admitted.
And that's what I'm saying. I feel like you kind of getting off track because we got your phone records too.
Mine?
Yes, sir.
What phone real?
This is what we do. Okay. Remember when we locked you up the last time?
Yeah.
And went to the house and we ended up getting your phone number and stuff. And I got your phone ready. Because that was your phone number, right?
No, that ain't my number.
Okay. Well, like I said, we can stop this right now because it's going in the wrong direction. And I don't want to waste your time or mine. Because this shit don't matter to me. My shit is good. This is what's going to fuck y'all. I got the Mikion. Y'all, everybody thinking the Mikion snitching. This is the Mikion phone number, wasn't it? Yeah. I got the Mikion. I got yours.
And wait, one more.
And I got more. 622. 662, whatever. So I don't have no reason why.
So the media ain't necessarily have to tell it. You know what I'm saying? Technology told them.
So that's what I'm saying. That's why I wasn't impressed about coming to get you and coming to talk to none of y'all. Y'all don't want to talk to me? That's fine. This is the opportunity for y'all to say y'all said. This is what's going to fuck y'all. So I feel like, once again, you kind of going in the wrong direction. You said you're going to come down here and just be honest about shit.
I'm being honest.
You wasn't there.
Oh, I'm sorry, Mr. Kokomo. I'm sorry. Let it play.
I'm from Orlando. So then we really ain't got much to talk about. This shit is on you. It ain't on me.
So y'all want to talk about other cases?
Okay, let's talk about that. In the beginning of that clip, Investigator Gaither is confronting you and saying she's got phone records.
Yes.
Okay. And she's telling you that she knows you weren't home all night.
Yes.
And you say to her, I'm being honest.
Yes.
That was a lie. You claiming you were being honest was a lie.
Yes.
You said, I promise I wasn't there. That was a lie.
I told y'all it was a lie.
Investigator Gaither said to you, y'all want to talk to me, that's fine. This is the opportunity for y'all to save yourselves, because this is what's going to FUCK y'all. This is the opportunity for y'all to save yourselves. What did you take that to mean?
Fuck everybody.
Say it one more time.
Fuck everybody.
What's that mean?
I told you, like, I was just really making, like, at first I was making up stuff as I was going.
Let me ask you this. When you say F everybody, everybody includes Shannon?
It really was towards him and Demetrius anyway.
Okay. And so when you say F everybody, you're taking that opportunity to save yourselves as it's time to start talking about other people.
Yes.
Okay. And what did you say right after she said it's time to kill your, time to save yourselves? Isn't it true that you looked at Investigator Gaither and said, so y'all want to talk about other cases?
Yes.
Right after lying about your own case, you wanted to talk about other cases.
Cases that I had already heard during my preliminary hearing, like I've been telling y'all about the gun that I got caught with.
I got you. Okay. In the story you gave on August 5th, 2015, the story you gave, not your testimony here this week, but the story you gave back then, that was a story that managed to take guns out of Moontung's hands. And I'm not saying he had a gun, but you made it clear that Moontung did not have a gun, did not do the shooting.
Yes.
Okay. And you viewed that as helping him.
At the time.
At the time. Okay. And after lying and saying you weren't there, the story you told managed to add someone else into the car. Correct?
Yes.
Shannon.
Yes.
And that story took the gun out of your hand and put it in Shannon's hand, correct?
Yes.
So you could say, hey, I wasn't shooting it all that day. I'm not the bad guy. That was Shannon.
Yes.
In fact, you told the police, you went so far as to tell the police that Antonio Sledge said to you, we don't shoot up houses. That's what they do. Remember saying that?
Yes.
Remember Investigator Dennis laughing at you when you said that?
Yes. I don't remember laughing, but I remember saying that.
The reality, Mr. Zachary, on April 28th, 2015, 3 guys were upset, we'll just speak for you, were high, and did something really stupid. Isn't that correct?
Yes.
Those 3 guys were yourself, Demekion Garlington, and Mr. Sledge.
Yes.
Demekion Garlington was upset because he got jumped in the club.
I mean, yeah, who wouldn't be?
You were upset because they were shooting at your girlfriend
Cousin, really, yeah.
and your cousin. And the ballistics from that scene, as you've come to know,
I'm
and
going to object based on hearsay because this witness's information about ballistics from the scene would only be based on hearsay.
it was
Your Honor, Your Honor, I'd ask that
his
Mr.
knowledge.
Sharp.
Talk at the same time,
It
please.
was in his knowledge when he
Yeah.
gave this statement, and that's what's important.
Your Honor, the
And I
question
assume-
was